Do you want to be an artist? Do you want to learn how to draw like this dope ass boy here? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Scribblehead. Alright, in this tutorial I will be explaining how I map out the heads of my characters from different angles. I will also be taking my favorite character, Bald Head Girl, and show you how I figure out her head poses in different angles and still make the character look like her. Well, I hope it still looks like her, man. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button because I will be posting new tutorials every single week. Also, so you get to say I knew this guy when he was just a one subscriber. Also, by the way guys, the software I'm using for this tutorial is Medibank Paint. Alright, heads. When we want to draw heads, we think of circles, except you're a pro, and in that case, why are you here? Now, I feel like this is the best circle I've ever done in my life, so excuse me while I copy it and paste it wherever I want. Now, the next thing I like to think of is a horizontal and vertical line that goes around the circular shape. This sort of helps me figure out what direction my character is facing. At this point, I can think of the form of the face, dipping in just a little for the eyes, back out and curving down to connect with our horizontal line. I'll take the other line upwards like it's about to connect to the circle and connect it with another line coming from here. I usually raise this because I don't feel comfortable with it being here. Sorry. Now, as most of us know if you've been slapped before, the sides of our heads are flatter compared to the front and back. I can do a circular shape here to flatten it out and then connect lines to get our center point, which is where we draw the ears from. Let's curve this at the top of the head and give this thing a neck. Perfect. Alright, just getting this out of the way so I can do more examples. For our next example, let's make her face this way. I think of a horizontal curve for her eye placement and then a vertical curve for her nose and mouth. Again, dip in for her eyes, out for her cheek, and then connect to the line here. Now, I always use two lines to connect back to the circle to make it look less flat and more three-dimensional. Again, I'm flattening out the edge, remember slaps, and imagine that the ears will be around this point. Now I'll add the neck that makes it look like the head is shooting out. So because this circle is so perfect, I'm going to have to save it somewhere so whenever I need a circle for tutorials, I can have this one. Perfect circle, boy! Now let's do a third face at an angle as usual cause I hate flat things. Again, swoop in for the eyes and out. I'm trying to make this one slightly angled downward. I'm switching steps just so you see that there's no one standard process to draw anything. Art is freedom. Also, please note that the placement of the ears is not final. We're just trying to get a general idea of what the face would look like. Now let's get that neck in. Alright, so now I'm just trying to change these lines to blue since these are just my baselines. Also, so we don't get confused when we start adding details. Now let's start with the eyes. For my eyes, I like to imagine an almond shape. I'm doing the top first with those thick ass eyebrows. I should shift this a bit to the side. Now I'm doing the bottom of the eyes. Now hold on a sec. There's a couple of things I would like you to note here. First of all, the eyes don't go past this flat edge here. They also don't stick out the edge of the face, ever. Now, this eye, the one you always find hard to draw, should be the same height as this other eye, but just thinner, depending on the angle. And how do you make sure they're the same height? Well, I like to draw lines, picking the height of the main eye and extend it all the way to the end of the face. That's where we can, see if the second eye is the proper height. And it looked so correct before. I know, right? Now my eyes are always big, cause big is always better. Now we have a nose that dips in and pops outward, and then those juicy hold on, someone else used to say that. Anyway, lips are what makes your character look alive and not like one of those girls. I'm moving these eyes again because I want her to look childish. Now I'll just outline the face and give her ears. Perfect. Now this is how I draw ears. It's just a simplified version since nobody really cares most of the time. Now for our second example. As usual, I like to start with the eyes at the edge of the face. We want it facing this direction. Again, picking the height of the main eye and extending it to the end of the face so we can draw the eyes. Again, shifting the eyes. Now, I'm guessing some of us know this, but there's usually about one eye gap between the two eyes of your character, which is true most of the time, except in some anime I will not mention. Now, because of the angle the face is in, the nose is pointed a lot more upward in this example, and the lips this time is slightly parted. I'm making the jaw a bit shorter this time. By the way, guys, there's an extension on the back of your head. If you want to see it, visit the barbershop. So don't forget to put that there. For this third example, I'm really just following the same steps as the first and second one. The tip of the nose is closer to the eyes as this face is looking down on us. I'm giving her the expression that looks like she's saying, okay, now let's line up the head. I forgot to put ears on the other one. So there's this thing I like to do, make the eyelashes stick out right there so they look like they shit their eyes from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's either that or I could write girl on their forehead. Now, some of these features may be shaped differently depending on the style of your character, but these are just the basic rules to note. I think I will take a fourth example with the basic view you are all used to. Circle, center line, complete the face. We can now start to add our details. Now, at this point, I like to copy the eyes because it saves time. Also, it might look weird if you do it after you add the eyeballs. Get that nose and mouth in. Remember to slightly flatten out the edges of the face. Now we add eyebrows and all that. Now let's add in those ear details. And we're done. Now, all these faces look good. I mean, wow. Well, a lot of them except this one. This one does not look good and I do not recommend drawing this. One. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. But why? Now look at this. Now this is a picture of two dope ass boys standing. If you see stick figures, I don't know what's wrong with your eyes, boy. Now, which one of them do you think looks more realistic? This one. I mean, I could put a skateboard here and it will look way cool. I mean, look at this. But now look at this. This looks like, and this is like, but why? Because this is flat. When we draw stiff poses like this, it makes our art look unrealistic and uninteresting because no one will just stand like and look straight at you like that except this guy. I'm not saying don't ever draw it because there are some cases where it looks good. Now, I'm about to end this tutorial and I feel like I was just saying a bunch of crap the whole time. So let's do a summary. Number 1. Use curves and lines to map out. As someone just starting out, they are super helpful. A lot of professional artists still use it. I still use it. Number 2, use lines to cross-check the eyes if you feel like something's wrong. I mean, that is pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Number 3, use references all the time. I mean, some people say if you draw from something, it's cheating, and then those people do art that looks like this. Now, everyone knows that to learn and fully master drawing heads in different angles, the best thing to do is practice drawing with references. But I know you probably just want to quickly finish up this video so you can get back to Genshin Impact or whatever the hell you were playing. So anyway guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. This is just to give you a basic idea of how I do things. Some of these features can move around or look different depending on the character and on your art style. Please comment if this helped. Comment any other tutorials you want to see and please like and hit the subscribe button. It really helps a lot. I'll be posting regularly too, so hit the bell icon so you get notified. Also, if you want to see my art, you can check out my Instagram or DeviantArt. Does anyone still use that? Anyway, yeah.